folks from ADONAI Ministries. I've been coming to your Black History celebration for some time. And this is, I think, my third year. As I sat there and I read your program, and I looked at these people were first in so many things. Dr. Drew Marion James. I want your kids just to careful. Look at me, please, all of you, look at me. And now there's a portion of this that applies to parents. She entered medical school in 1960. And she graduated. When did she graduate as a doctor? When did she graduate as a doctor?
1960.
No. When did she graduate as a doctor? No, raise your hands. How many saw the program? How many read the program? The other things are easy, folks. To sing those songs are easy. I can't imagine that you have a program like this with such important information, it wasn't read. And some of your kids, can you read? Can you get one of these? Oh, how many got one of these? Wow. Isaiah didn't read it? Talk about it tomorrow. I'm not smiling, I'm serious. I want to talk about something very, very serious here this evening. This is one of the most difficult problems we're having with our black kids. They don't like to read books. To dance is easy. To sing is easy. To sway about the music is easy. That's easy. That's the easy part. And I asked a question. She went into medical school in 1960. How many years she took to graduate? Not your adults, please. They are the next generation. They are the ones going to take over for you. I want to see what we deal with in school every day. You expect me to give a long talk, but I want to hear me well, all of you. It saddens me every day. It grieves me to see what we're producing and the poor support our children get from parents. And look at the word freedom. Dr. James, before freedom can be realized, I'll be asking a question as I speak, so look at me please. I'm going to ask you also to tell me something that I have said. So let's take it carefully. I'll be asking you also, parents, to tell me some of the things I've said too. And that's why we encourage our kids to take notebooks to church. Take notes. Because when you take note, it forces you to listen. It prepares you also for school later on. You might like my approach this evening. It doesn't matter to me. I've done almost 50 years in teaching. And I'm grieved at what I see with our kids with so much ability wasted. And we can't get good jobs. Our real estate agent is at the back. When these kids reach 21, 22, or 25, houses will be sold for $2 million. Do you think not going to school and reading and writing will help them to buy a house? No. We better wake up. And don't rob them from what they need to can be the men and women of tomorrow. You think straight loan is expensive now? 60, 70, 200,000, $500,000, $250,000 to educate a child with a first degree. Dancing won't do it. Mere emotions won't do it. That has its place. So freedom comes through work. I have a niece. I want to share my own life and experience with you. She was top in her class. Top. You know what she did? When she went to school, she took lunch with her, never went to the cafeteria. She says, waste of time. She graduated from St. Thomas High School. What's the school you went to? Good. With the highest honor. Went to community college with the highest honor. Graduated as a medical doctor at 23. Work. She's currently pursuing a special area. 6 more years. Work. But at the end of 6 years, she will have freedom to make choices. So anyone tell you that freedom comes through easy work, easy street, they're lying to you. Freedom requires strength. Strength of character. And strength of character doesn't come by parents rearing lazy kids who will not wake up on their beds, wake up at 9, 10, 11 o'clock on a Saturday. No chores. We have our boys and girls traveling to clean their shoes. Can't iron their shirts. Don't wash up dishes. That's strength of character. When I came to this country, almost 30 years ago as a teacher, trying to get a job in the system, I was told I wasn't qualified. I was angry. I thought I was forced to do something. I am a believer that no work is dishonorable. If work that is done honestly is good. And I've trained my 2 children to do the same thing. My son is a worker, and so is my daughter. I did landscaping, home furniture. In 1992, I started tutoring kids at my house. First 2 kids. I visited 15 schools all over Toronto, Brampton. I wasn't paid to do this. And then I had an idea what the system was about. I saw the hypocrisy of the system. I said the lies being told to our kids. Just the other day, I was taking home, almost Friday night, I was taking home a young man. And I pointed to his school. He said, Mr. McHugh, you never believed in me. And he came to my house for tutoring. 2 hours I spent he was grade 4 or 5. And I spent 2 hours just to get him to write half a page. I couldn't read. Despite he was assigned the work. I said to his mom, send it to me. Yesterday for readathon, he said, I have already read 5 books. Not 200 pages. He's one of the most avid readers. Very smart, well-spoken. Strength comes from internally. It comes from the values you place on your child. When you correct your kids, you don't hurt them, you build them. How many of us believe that? I tell my kids all the time, Canada was never made for you. The people that were the Aboriginals to get their cotton and their product, they gave them liquor to drink. And until today, the Aboriginal people are plagued by drugs. I don't know if you understand. There are some posters out there of lynching. We don't read them. When we have Black History, Miss Shaw has been at our school, she knows that. When we have Black History, parents coming in with posters plastered on the walls, they don't read them. They sit down waiting to be entertained. What example are we setting for kids? And this is a prime example to tell you, as soon as, in fact, I forget my glasses about that humber line and I turn back because I want to read when I come here. And the first thing I got from when I came up, I picked up this paper and I read from cover to cover. And I thought, what a wonderful, and you all sit here and read it. It's Black History. I was asked to speak at 2 public schools, high schools in Toronto. You know where the black kids were? Outside. Folks, you hear me well. We are in a crisis. You can sit there and think it's a joke. Parents, wake up. Rearing kids these days are different from 10 years ago. You have to know your child. I speak about this every time I come here. This tool is destroying more of our kids. And you think it's cute to give them to carry around. They are so corrupt with what they view here that sometimes in the church, there's nothing in them for church. I can't handle what's here as a man. I'm scared of some of the stuff that we see here. So strength comes from teaching honesty, love. I find our kids hate one another. You hear the names they call each other. You are dressing them in class and a child make a sound, they stop looking to you and looking at you and start quarreling with the child right before your face. You wonder why. You wonder why we don't see more of our boys graduating on the walls, decking the halls of our universities. You wonder why. Have you ever gone to university and you look at the wall and let me say when black kids are there? Have you ever done that? Yes. I always do it. Yes. Have you ever noticed which group is represented up here? And guess what? One of my staff, listen to me carefully, one of my staff currently teaches at an Asian school. And she said to me this morning, she said, Mr. McHugh, the Lord allowed me to teach there. And they're cheaters. Yes. They're liars. Yes. And even when their kids can't earn certain things, they tell you what grades you must give them. Yes. And they get through. You know why? They have a network of people they can fall back on. We can't fall back on anybody. So when you walk out of here, don't tell me about Black History Month. It's not just about music, folks. That's the easy part. It's about these boys, even girls, be able to think. One of my professors at York University said to me, I don't go to any more multicultural functions because all they think we can do is sing, dance, and play music and play games. We have a brain. We stop and stunt. We stunt the growth and the creativity of our kids by feeding them stuff. So guess what? Reading. So I intend, Mrs. Mackenzie, from now until June, every single child in my school must read at least one book per week. We give them we give them a tracking sheet. Mr. Matthew finished the book. I said, where's the book? At home. I said, bring it back. And the first thing I pick up that book, I said, I read this page. What's the meaning of this word? I don't know. Read the book again. Every single young man who sits here, and every single young girl who sits here, they're brilliant.
Yes.
Very bright young man. Guess me scratch this. I'm going to talk. Should I talk? No. I am going to talk. I was spelling test the other day. And he got, the spelling test has 35 words. Plus vocabulary words. And when I saw his paper, I turned to him and said, you should be ashamed of yourself. And I said, if you ever come back here next week and do this again, you and I. The next week he came back, he got 35 words right. And every one of the vocabulary means right. I was in his face because I know he has it.
Yes.
Take away the gadgets for God's sake.
Yes.
Take away the phones from them for God's sake. Get your boys and girls get books.
Yes.
I teach them what Bloom taxonomy says. Bloom taxonomy has to deal with the way people learn. And the first stage is called knowledge or remembering. That's learning for all of us. The next stage is called understanding. And the third stage is called application. That's the fourth stage. Analyzing. Good. What's the fifth stage? Good. What's the sixth stage? Thank you. Give me a hand for me, please. And that's the area our kids have lost, to create. That's where the inventors came in. So knowledge comes from books. So get your children to read. So we talk about strength. Freedom comes from what? Strength comes from where? I'm coming to you. Strength comes from where? Thank you. Give her a hand for me. Remind me of a young man who came, my great 11th student came the other day. And I said to him, don't play with them because I know when they come from outside coming there, they bring all kind of stuff. So I want to get rid of it before they come in there. I was right in his face from my desk. 3 or 4 weeks after he came, he said, Mr. Matthew, I didn't know you were like this. I know his other side was to you. And I said, yes. He said, when I came and sat in your office, my skin was itching me and I was afraid to scratch it. But the point is, hear me folks, hear me. The point is, my daughter started Shiloh at 3 years old. She graduated from Shiloh at 17. She attended a master for a year in Carleton and graduated from Carleton when she was 20 with the highest honor in psychology. And set sight on McGill University and graduated from McGill with a master's degree, just few points shy of 4.0. When she was 23, she was accepted in the doctoral program. She's currently writing a book for a professor who went back to Arizona, and for one professor also. Last year she earned $2,000 less $100,000.
Wow.
I did. Now my daughter has found freedom. Between her husband and herself, both are earning almost $200,000 a year. So when I'm talking to you folks, I'm not talking to you because I don't like it. I'm sick and tired of black folks, black children going to school, wasting time. I'm going to walk into my school with a phone for $1,200. One of the sneakers for $300 for what? I don't blame him. Some idiotic parent gave it to him. And so when, in fact, the other day, he took somebody's $10. You know why? Because he's accustomed to getting things without working for them. So, the key to freedom is work. This woman, can you imagine the first black woman to go into medical school in Manitoba? You can imagine what she met on? Can you imagine what Jean Augustine went through? Can you imagine what these people went through? The first people to do this, they had guts.
Yes.
They had strength.
Yes.
They had fortitude. You couldn't break them because somebody instilled that in them. We have failed our children, many of us, by